Welcome to Bespoke Diaries. Today's article is on Role of Youth in Nation Building by Dr. Pratik Mungekar, scientist, writer, international speaker, India. Swami Vivekananda once said, "My faith is in the younger generation, the modern generation, and out of them will come my workers." This quote describes the impact the youth can have on society. More than 60% of the youth helped Germany win the First World War, far better or worst. The mission to make the first person to walk on the moon consisted of more than 80% of the youth who helped in planning the whole mission. Likewise, Indian youth also played an important role to make our country free from British rule. Youth has the power to change the world. When the youth is united, we can make the world a better place to live, and when we are divided, we also have the power to destroy the world. Youth is the most dynamic and important segment of the population in any country. Statistics show that developing countries which have a huge youth population could be seeing tremendous growth in all the sectors of the countries, provided they invest in young people's education and health and protect and guarantee their rights. It is believed that today's young minds and tomorrow's leaders are creators, builders, and innovators. For youth to be good leaders, inventors and innovators, it is important that they are supported and are provided good health, training, and education to transform the future. There will be a boost in the economy of the country when the youth is working and earning rather than being dependent on anyone. As we all know that half of the world's population is now under the age of 25, and 1.8 billion people are between the age of 11 to 25. This is considered to be the largest youth generation to ever exist. Many countries such as Sweden, Japan, and Germany have already started gaining from the youth by providing them with opportunities in different sectors. It has been more than 80 years since the bombing of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in Japan. Any country would be devastated by the loss of lives and the destruction that was caused during that time, but Japan did not stop, and over the decades, the government of Japan has started investing in the youth, and the investment they made in youth during that time giving them profit now. More than 80% of youth in Japan are responsible for the economic boost of the country. Industries such as manga and anime consist of 90% of young minds that are responsible for generating a revenue of 1.3 billion every year to the country. This is the impact that youth can make on the country's growth. Here the role of youth in the national development article is discussed. Indian youth confused or confident? Let us talk about the youth of India. Today, India is one of the youngest nations in the world, with more than 55% of the population below the age of 25, and more than 60% of the population is the working age, which is between 15 to 60 years. It is estimated that the average age of the population by the year 2023 would be 29 years old in India, whereas, in Japan, it would be 47 years, and in the United States of America, it would be 40 years old. The presence of younger people in our country gives us an edge over the demographic dividend of other countries. The demographic dividend is the growth in the economy of the country due to the change in the age structure of the country. The youth of our country today are increasingly becoming restless and trying their best to make a difference, but it has not been enough. More effort should be made if we all want to end unemployment, poverty, corruption, and violence in the country. Due to the presence of these diseases in our society, there has been a delay in the development of the country. India is the biggest democracy in the world, and still, it lags in achieving economic and socio-political growth. The two things which our freedom fighters fought for were freedom and the growth of the country, and after all those years, we have failed in achieving both goals. For 72 years, we have failed to fight unemployment, poverty, corruption, illiteracy, and violence in our country. India's ranks in the various development index have barely grown in recent years. For example, India ranks 116 on the Human Capital Index, 144 on the World Happiness Index, 131 on the Human Development Index, and 141 on the Gender Development Index. This shows the state in which our country is. If India wants to improve all these indices, then it is the responsibility of the youth to come forward and take responsibility to fight against the multiple inequalities and contribute to the development of the country. Statistics show that India has the upper hand over other countries as 62% of the population is the youth. Young minds are known to be innovative and hardworking, which will help in the development of the country. Youth can change the country only if proper opportunities in various fields are given to them. In our society, we have been guided to pursue careers in either engineering or medical science. This could be because of the pressure from the family or the trend in society. This has become a major cause of the downfall of the youth. A statistical report suggests that about 55% of engineering youth are unemployed because they don't have the required skills to crack a job. The youth can change society if they consider pursuing a career in different fields like arts and politics. If proper opportunities are given to the youth to represent their ideas in fields such as politics, then we can expect a drastic change in the country's growth. Young minds should be motivated to take part in politics and occupy high positions such as education minister, finance minister, bureaucrats, and even the prime minister. Youth has the power to bring change. They have the power to demand justice. For example, a mass protest by the youth against the CAA bill in Delhi or the mass protest by the youth in Delhi for justice of the Nirvaya cases are some examples of the strength of the youth. TRO makes the youth the ultimate power of the country, and educational programs should be developed that aim to teach the young people from the school level the importance and the impact they can have on the country. They should be taught about how the country works and how it can be a significant part of the development of the country. Youth should be motivated to consider different career options such as politics, which eventually helps in running the country. Our nation has been facing a lot of problems, and youth has the power to resolve most of them. All the youth of today need is a chance to prove themselves. Through many protests against corruption and rape against women, we have witnessed that the youth have the power to unite individuals from various ethnic groups. The world has been facing many problems such as racism and Islamophobia. Everyone is fighting with each other because of the religion to which they belong or the complexion of their skin color. These fights within the youth are created by political leaders or the people with power because they know that the only way they could defeat the power of the youth is when we are divided. This is the reason why we need youth in politics, as youth leaders could convince other fellow men and women to live in peace and harmony. The differences and all these issues should not allow the youth to be divided. Instead of focusing on these differences, youth leaders should lead the way and help the majority focus on the real issues that matter, such as poverty, crime against women, unemployment, and many more. The youth has the ability to bring a change in the country. To conclude, the role of the youth is very important in the building of a nation. They can be a positive influence in society and can also solve problems by introducing innovative and impactful ideas that will only help in the betterment of the country. They have the ability to create an identity for themselves, which will help in creating an impact. All the youth need is the support of their family and friends, and I can assure you that they can make our country great. Thank you for your time. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Do leave your thoughts in the comments section below. For similar type of article, please reach us at contact@thebespokediaries.com, or you can visit our website www.thebespokediaries.com.